Hello everyone, I'm here to do a review of the Move, the PlayStation Move. And this is Sony's answer to motion controlled gaming. Now obviously, when the PS3 was first announced, and then when Nintendo announced their console, the Nintendo Wii, it basically blew everyone out of the water because of the controllers. They're motion-based controls. And at first, Sony and Microsoft were looking at it as like, oh, that's just going to be a fad and everything. Well, look at today, and Nintendo sold the most consoles, and now Sony and Microsoft are trying to play catch-up. While I don't have a Kinect for the 360 yet, I do have the PlayStation Move. I also have a Nintendo Wii, so this actually gives you good information. If you already have a Nintendo Wii, is it worth either getting a PlayStation 3 for PlayStation Move, or if you already have a PlayStation 3, is it worth getting a PlayStation Move? Now, just a little backstory, Sony's quick solution was put in the 6-axis inside the PlayStation 3 controller. The original 6-axis controller for the PS3 didn't have any rumble, but now with these new ones, or these second versions, they're called DualShock 3s, and the biggest difference between this and the DualShock 2 now is one being wireless and two having the 6-axis, since it actually says in the back. The 6-axis really means is that it'll do this. And there are some games that uses the 6-axis. One of my favorite games on the PS3 that uses the 6-axis controller is Heavy Rain, which actually does it pretty well. They also updated it recently for PlayStation Move support, which is actually kind of cool. But enough about the DualShock 3 controllers. We are here to, at least I'm here to talk about the PlayStation Move. Now, when I first tried it, I tried it in the store, and I said, okay, this is really a Wii HD. Pretty much. And that's mostly true, but there are some things that what Sony does is better than what Nintendo does. To be fair, this is newer technology. So really the biggest differences between this and the Wii is obviously these controllers are they're designed to fit more comfortably in your hands. The reason why they're able to get away with this is because of this. So unlike the Wii, which, let me grab that real quick. Unlike Nintendo's version, which is this, is that you can either hold it like this and do this, or you can hold it NES style and play games like this. That's really why they designed the controller this way. It's because this, plus the nunchuck, was or is the primary control method. On the PS3, however, the primary control method is the DualShock 3 controller. And with the release of the PlayStation Move, they can design the controller for move controlled games methods. So when you hold it, there's no buttons down here, it's all up here. Underneath here you got the trigger, an analog trigger, which is actually really nice. In fact, the way this is designed, I think is actually better than what they did on the PS3 controller. But you got the move button, X, circle, square, triangle and PlayStation button, and you got your trigger, your start, and selects are on the side. Now, if there was a complaint on what it's going to do about the layout, I kind of wish the start and select buttons were either like down here or up here a little more, not really on the sides. And I don't know if it's just this particular Move controller, but this start button is kind of on the stiff side. The select button's fine. For some reason, the start button's a little on the stiff side. I don't know if that's normal or if it's just this particular controller. But overall, this is a really nice, comfortable controller. And yeah, you can make fun of the snowball on the top, but this is what the PlayStation Eye, which if you don't know what that is, it's this, the PlayStation Eye. That is Sony's version of the Wii sensor bar. So this will light up, and then the PlayStation Eye would detect it for pointing purposes. Now, of course, when it's strictly motion, this would just stay like this. It won't light up. But overall, this is a very nice, comfortable controller, responsive, and I've tried several games. I tried the Sports Champions. You know, it is what it is with that. You know, I'm kind of tired of sports compilation type games. But I tried Killzone 3, Dead Space Extraction, and they're really responsive with this controller. Now, speaking of the Move controller, here is the navigation controller. One thing I'm actually really surprised with these navigation controllers is that there's no motion in it, which I think is actually kind of unfortunate, because it pretty much makes you get another Move controller, because there are some games that will benefit from using two Move controllers. Now, to be fair, it is a similar way on the Nintendo Wii, but the nunchuck controller on the Wii has motion in it. You can do motion stuff. This has no motion. This is strictly to use with an analog stick. So while this works, and it is a really comfortable controller, these are really nice, comfortable controllers. I can't stress that enough. I really wish they stuck like this, the 6-axis chip inside this thing, you know, just to give us some motion. It would have been nice, but I guess they just rather use this as a supplement for like first-person shooter or third-person shooters, and use this to point with, while you would want like full motion type games, you would use two Move controllers. But it's more of a nitpicking than anything else. I still find it worth getting the navigation controller. So just a quick look, just a close-up look. You got your PlayStation button, D-pad, X and circle, analog stick that does click down. And you got your trigger and your L1 and L2 buttons essentially here. Now, the navigation controller is more a optional thing to buy for the Move, because you don't have to buy this. You could, you know, instead of doing this, you could do this, because all this is just the D-pad analog stick that clicks down, your two triggers, and in this case your X and circle. But you got your X and circle on the Move controller, so this is more just in case you just have this synced by itself and not the Move controller. You can still use this to navigate the menus and you select them. So that's really what this is for. It's not required. You can still use this, but this holding the controller just one-handed is not as comfortable as holding a navigation controller. So the end result is, it is worth getting this for certain games. If you're like me and don't really care about sports, things like that, but you're more into like the shooters and more hardcore type of gaming, the Move controllers that supports those kinds of games is a really nice supplement to the DualShock 3 controller. That's my verdict. I think it's worth picking this up. And like always, have a good one.